So today's subjects in anger issues are as follows. What drives young adults to respond with anger? The 4 anger modes, mentoring systems for anger, and transforming anger into positive power. And that may sound a little woo-woo-y, but it's really a thing, and it's a great opportunity for us as mentors. Anger is raw energy. We don't encourage it, but we don't shrink from it. And when it's there, you're going to learn today how to take that raw power and transform it into positive power. It's an energy we totally can harness. And that's what I want you to learn today. I'm looking forward to it. So let's start with what drives young adults to respond with anger. The best defense is a good offense. So a lot of my parents talk to me about, I'm telling young Timmy or Tammy that what they did wrong, and then they're telling me what a fraud I am and how I'm this and that. The best defense is a good offense. And I explain this to the parents, that a lot of times these young adults don't have coping mechanisms. And so they do what they see. These quotes that I'm about to share with you are actual quotes from mentees when we were starting this part of our work, dealing with anger. And I want you to know where they're coming from. And so these are exactly their words that I'm sharing with you right now. When I don't know how to express myself, when every time I try to avoid a confrontation, I'm told I'm lying, when I'm afraid of trying new things because I will be judged, when I can't accept anybody's thoughts about me because they're always bad. I'm going to explain all these in a moment. When I feel I have been constantly betrayed my entire life. If I share something I'm proud of and someone says, like his dad or his mom, are you just doing that to get out of the work you're supposed to be doing? That's a hard one. I hate myself. And I defend myself with anger. So I hate myself and I defend myself with anger is pretty much the answer to all of those. What is that, 6 of them? Yeah, 6 of them. So what I'd like to do now is go through each of these and give you a little bit of insight of where they're coming from, what are the dynamics, because they're powerful sentences, but there's so much behind them. Let's start with the first. When I don't know how to express myself. We've talked in communication and a whole bunch of other parts of the classes of what a challenge it is for them to just express themselves to themselves. And then to express themselves through texting or their regular systems, they don't really talk that much about in-depth things in general. And then FaceTime, again, reduces it. So we have all these layers making it impossible for them to express themselves. And when they feel that they're not being heard, when they're feeling that they cannot say what their position is and why they're doing what they're doing, it builds. They're fine. It builds. And they hold it down. It builds. And they're keeping on. They're twitching, but they're keeping on. It builds and they freak. And the parents or whoever it is go, what was happening? We're having a simple conversation and you just went crazy. What's wrong with you? Right? The next one, when every time I try to avoid a confrontation, I'm told I'm lying. Well, think of the first one. They have all these problems with expressing themselves. They have all these problems with communication. And so to them, when they see a confrontation coming, they choose to, they don't consider it lying. Soften the blow. Make it easier to get out of the situation. Do you a favor by telling you what you want to hear so we can move on. Now, to the parents, it's straight out lying. It's not really perceived that way to the mentee, to the young adult. So they're trying to avoid a confrontation. They think they're doing a favor. They're told they're lying, and they lose it. Now, when these things happen with me, when someone tries to avoid a subject by moving around, I give them the leeway. I give them the ability to move around, and I say, I'm just trying to think of an example. Okay, so one of my guys hates calculus, had failed twice. And from the beginning of the year, I said, do you want to share what you're doing with it? I don't know calculus, but I know homework and I know questions and I could see if you're answering them. So I'd say, do you want to share them with me? We'll go through them. No, I've really got it. And then it's like this whole thing. Oh, the teacher argued with me and he said that what I did wasn't right and I had to redo it. Like there's like these very elaborate stories. That's your first warning sign, by the way. And after 7 weeks, he says to me, I have something I have to tell you. And that's always, what's coming up is something, right? And because I've led up this, you may have an idea what's coming next. I said, okay, go ahead. What's up?